Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman and Lucy Lehman, and we're from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and today I want to show you how I propagate my hydrangeas using a method called layering, but we're actually going to do the layering in pots this time. So it's very easy to do to get extra hydrangeas from your current hydrangea plants. If we haven't met yet, it's nice to meet you. My name is Kelly Lehman. I'm the owner of Cranberry Fields Flower Farm here in Cranberry, New Jersey, and I love giving you guys fun, free flower tips. So please feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell notification so you know whenever I post another fun, free flower tip video. So let's dive right in. So here it is spring, and I'm out here with some of my smooth hydrangeas, and you can tell a lot of these hydrangeas have already started to self-propagate. So this plant over here is one hydrangea. There's another hydrangea in back of it, another one back here. There are loads and loads of baby hydrangeas back here. And they all self-propagated from the mother plant, which is the larger plant that's right next door. So I'm just going to show you a way to kind of speed up this process. And when you propagate these hydrangeas, you can actually gift them to your friends and family by propagating them in a pot. So it's going to be very easy to have a brand new baby hydrangea grown in this pot, and then you could just bring it over to a neighbor or a loved one, and they're going to love you for it because this is a terrific hydrangea to grow in your own backyard. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a look at some of those stems that are already drooping to the ground. So nature's already started to do its thing. So this is like a perfect stem right here. It's already starting to, droop to the ground. It's best if you can do this method with a hydrangea stem that doesn't have a flower bloom on it yet. And so what I'm going to do is take some potting soil, but if you don't have potting soil, you can just use regular garden dirt. Potting soil is a little bit easier for those roots to get established in, but clearly, they did just fine with the regular garden dirt. So I have some potting soil in here. I'm just going to chop it up. I'm going to give it just a little bit of water because it was like super, super dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind up taking off some of the leaves from the bottom of this plant. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take off this set of leaves over here. I'm just going to actually just use my nail. I'm going to pinch it off, and I'm actually going to take off this leaf also. I'm going to take off this leaf. I'm going to take off this leaf because the roots like to come in around where those leaf nodes were. So there was a set over here, here, and here. I'm going to do a little bit of a scraping to get rid of some of that like harder exterior because the roots are going to start coming out from here. And I'm going to do a little cutting down here, a little scraping, and do a little scraping here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of rooting hormone. Now, some people skip this step. You don't have to do this. Clearly, nature didn't have any of this rooting hormone when they did their thing. But this is, once again, just going to speed up the process. I'm going to put a little bit on my hand, and I'm going to wipe some of that on those places that I just cut. Okay, and now this is ready to go into the pot. So I'm going to dig it down. I'm going to place it in that pot. Dig down here. And I'm going to bury it. And I'm going to make sure that this set of leaves is still in place because it's going to need that for the new plant. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of water. Maybe add a little more soil on top here. Get that all packed in nice and tight. Water. And that's it. So now I'm going to let this plant do its thing. I might even put a rock on top. So I think I'm going to wind up taking a rock that I had over here. I'm going to show you one of the plants that we layered in an earlier video, and this is what it looks like now. I'm actually going to steal this rock from it because I don't think it needs it any longer. But this hydrangea that you see back here is the new hydrangea that came from this mother plant over here. And we did the same technique, except we did it right into the ground. I will link this video to show you the exact steps that we did. I put a rock on top because this branch was very long and it was going to pop up if I didn't weigh it down. So I'm actually going to remove this rock now. We did this a few weeks ago. Some of your roots will start to form after like 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 weeks, but it's a good idea to just keep it in the ground for maybe like 2 months, maybe 2 or 3 months, just to make sure that that plant's really getting established. And then before I move this, or before I might gift this plant to somebody, or I might move this new plant someplace else, I'm going to wind up letting it, stay in the ground for like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months like this. And then I'm going to wind up cutting that branch, and I'm going to leave this hydrangea in the ground for at least another 2 or 3 weeks so that it learns to be established by itself. And at that point, I can then dig it up and transplant it someplace else. Now, some people, only wait like a month or two, and their roots are strong enough to move the plant. It's totally up to you, but I like to wait a little bit longer to make sure that that plant's just a little more mature and those roots are just a little bit stronger. So it's up to you how long you wait before you actually can separate that hydrangea from the mother plant. Okay, so this is what the hydrangea looks like right now. It's got the rock on top to weigh it down. We've got some beautiful green leaves that are coming outside of the soil over here. And we've got that scraped off, hormone powdered stem inside there. I know I said to wait about 8 weeks, but this is 6 weeks later. I couldn't wait to check on these roots. It already has a flower, this same plant that I potted up before for this video. And the rest of the hydrangea bush is in full bloom right now. So there's lots of growth going on, but this plant is doing spectacular. So I'm going to lift the rock. I want to show you what these roots look like 6 weeks later. There was a couple ants on top, so I kind of have to move some of them away first. They were having a little melee there. So let me just kind of dig in here, get rid of those ants. Sorry guys, goodbye. Okay, let's get back into this plant now. So I'm very gently lifting at some of those roots because I know that I want to put them back in that soil after I'm done. So I'm very gently lifting, and there are some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roots on this. I mean, massive amounts. It's coming from all those leaf node spots that I had scraped away, and there's just a load of fresh, long, beautiful hydrangea roots. Isn't that exciting? So fun to see that. Now I'm just going to gently put it back in the pot. I'm going to bury those roots again, pat it down, and yeah, this is a great candidate to separate from the mother plant right now because I think it's doing spectacularly. Add a little more soil, pat it down, and I'm going to wind up leaving it in the same spot once I sever it. So I'm going to take, I couldn't find my garden shears, so I just grabbed some scissors, and I'm just going to cut that stem that's attaching it to the mother plant right now. And give it a snip. Wait for it. There it goes. Okay, now it's on its own. I'm going to wind up leaving it in the same location because I know it's happy right now. I know it's getting morning sun and afternoon shade. It seems to be flourishing in the spot. So I'm actually going to leave the pot right where it is for at least another 2 weeks before I just bring it over to my mother-in-law's house or move it to another spot in my garden. Pretty cool, huh? Love this method. So easy. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and please feel free to hop on over to my Cranberry Fields Instagram page and also say hi to us over on my Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, where there are thousands of gardeners from all over the world, and they're asking and answering tons of garden questions over there. And please feel free to check out some of my new podcasts that are on Apple and Google and Spotify and Stitcher. And if you could find it in your heart to leave me a quick review on one of those podcasts, I would greatly appreciate it because I am the new kid on the block. Please also let me know where you're viewing this from in this great, big, beautiful world. I love to see how our flower tribe is growing around the globe each week. And check out my online flower courses. They make for a great gift for the gardeners in your life or for yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Lucy's completely exhausted from the entire propagation process. And please say hi to us over on our Cranberry Fields. I'm lying right now. It's not cranberry. Please also say, let me start that whole outro over.